What is going on, everybody? PHX here. Thank you for stopping by, and in today's video we are going to be going over a bleeding freezing hybrid build that I made for the Trickster. Yes, this is going to be showcasing just using bleeding and freezing like you saw from the gameplay footage beforehand. Nothing special, nothing ridiculous, nothing using Mage's Rage or anything like that. This is just pure using those types of mods and trying to make it as powerful as possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the build video. So now we're going to start off first with the weapons, actually, because those will kind of showcase why this build is the way it is. So to start off, we are going to run absolute zero. It rolls with crit damage, status power, long range damage, automatically rolls with ultimate freezing bullets, and then in your second mod slot you're going to want to run bleeding bullets as well. And then for the bottom tier, this rolled with icebreaker, so it kind of just made it a very good option in order to use in place of anything else. For your tier 3 mod, you're just going to want something that's going to benefit your playstyle, benefit the build in general, and for me, icebreaker was that specific tier 3 mod. Critical shots against frozen enemies make them explode, dealing X amount of damage. Preferably, I wish the icebreaker mod also caused the freed or to inflict freeze every time the enemy exploded. That would have made more sense, but again, you can only wish for certain things to happen in this game. Next, we are running the Migraine submachine gun. You don't have to run the Migraine. The only reason why I'm running the Migraine is because of how it rolled with ultimate bleeding bullets in the third mod slot, and then it also rolled with bombs ahead. Killing shots turn enemies to an anomaly bomb, dealing X amount of damage. And then in your mod, your second mod slot, you're going to want to run ultimate freezing bullets as well. Now with the ultimate freeze and ultimate bleeding bullets, those are two separate multipliers, so you're going to be doing tons amount of damage, specifically whether you're running the Migraine or whether you're running, a submachine gun or an assault rifle. And then for our pistols, nothing too special. We're not using our pistols, so you just run whatever you want to run here. If you want to do a Mage's Rage build, run it onto your pistols and then switch out to whichever your primary or secondary that you would want to run during your encounters. So going on to the gear, we are running Anomaly's Visage. I didn't really have an idea of how I was going to run with this helmet, but it did roll with some specific mods on it that actually caused me to do a good amount of firepower or a good amount of damage in general. And so with this, it rolls with Anomaly Power, cooldown reduction, and Skills Life Leech. Automatically rolls with Anomaly Echo, grants X amount of firepower and X amount of Anomaly Power, bonus on skill activation for 6 seconds. And then in your second mod slot, you could run either Damage Absorber, increase your armor by X amount and resistance by 10%, or you could run Self-Medication. Remember, Self-Medication did receive a fix, not necessarily a debuff, because originally before the fix, if you used your skills, it would automatically revive, give you back your full health, which I feel like I wish they would have kept it, but at the same time, understanding how the mod is actually supposed to work, going back and forth between Self-Medication and Damage Absorber, I feel that Damage Absorber is a better option just because it does increase your armor by a certain amount. So for me, my armor right now is at 467, so it kind of just makes me a little bit more tankier and going up against my encounters. And then this also rolled with Tainted Blood, increased the damage dealt to enemies afflicted with bleed by 16%. Next, for our chest piece, we have bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, skills life leech. You could run, if you wanted to, you could run a full anomaly power build. That's what I had originally before I went into this. So for this one, we did roll with anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and skills life leech, instant reload, bloody boost, increase your damage against enemies by bleed by 8%, and then ice trap. Whenever your health drops below 30%, freeze is inflicted on enemies within a 10-meter radius. So Bloody Boost and Tainted Blood go hand in hand, causing it to do a 24% bleed, increased damage dealt to bleed enemies by 24%. But for this, we have Twisted Rounds receive 30% resistant piercing bonus while the skill is active, instant reload, teleporting behind the enemy, replenishes your magazine in your current weapon, and then we have Bloody Boost as well. Next, for the lower portion, for our pants, we have got anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. We have Captain Hunter rolled onto it, damage you at least by 16%. Plate piercer, increase your critical damage by 15%. The bonus is equal to 50% of your armor piercing. And then we have our rejuvenation, receive X amount of firepower, X amount of anomaly power, and X amount of armor bonus for 5 seconds whenever your health is replenished. Rejuvenation isn't a bad mod. It's definitely not one of the top tier mods I would have run. If self-medication was on there, that would be another good mod to use, but this did roll heavily with rejuvenation, which also kind of just makes it a little bit more better, even though it is every 8 seconds, so there is kind of a big gap between it procs, about a 3-second gap, so definitely try to find something that's going to benefit your playstyle, maybe another mod that will affect your skills. For me, that's probably what I would rather run rather than just rejuvenation. Next, in our gloves, we have got anomaly power, long range damage, and healing received. Definitely could find a better pair of gloves, especially ones that would roll with close range and cooldown reduction. For this, we have freezing boost, boost your damage against enemies afflicted with freeze by 8%. Personal space grants you a 12% bonus to close range weapon damage, and then Dum Dum Bullets increases assault weapon damage by 12%. So this is the only reason why I'm running these gloves, is because it rolled both with Dum Dum Bullets and personal space, which are two really good mods to use, especially for a Trickster. And then we are running a freezing boost as well. And then lastly, for the boots, we do have bonus firepower, status power, and close range damage. We've got Shatter, deals 16% more damage against enemies afflicted by freeze. We have Blood Potion, critical shots toward enemies in close range afflicted with bleed, increase your health regen by 7,909 for 5 seconds. And then we have Hunt the Prey, weakening the prey, interrupt and inflict weakness to the enemy you teleport behind. Not a bad mod, but it is only towards one person that you do teleport behind. So inflicting the weakness helps decrease the damage dealt by 20%. So just keep that in mind. Would rather have something else that would benefit the playstyle, but again, the RNG in the game is very, very meticulous. So you just gotta roll with what it is that's gonna benefit your playstyle. So moving on to the skills, we are running twisted rounds. So currently right now, increase our firepower by 415. Again, if you were running full anomaly, that number would increase drastically. So again, you could run full anomaly power on your gear set, on all of your gear, or you could just kind of balance it out like I did between bonus firepower and anomaly power, having your anomaly power just a little bit higher, as you could tell right here. Next, we've got Hunt the Prey to do the end state ammo replenishment. That way you keep your twisted rounds proc the entire time during your encounter. And then for this one, you could either run Slow Trap, which I prefer just because it does kind of help mitigate the damage and also kind of group up your enemies, or you could run Venenator's Knife. This also helps in a way because it does cause slow and it does cause a damage increase. But again, however you want to run the build is going to be beneficial to your playstyle. And then moving on to our class, going back and forth between doing a full firepower build and even with the increase to the weapon damage. Remember, weapon damage used to be 8%, now it's at 15%. By even doing a full firepower build and using the increased stats, this hybrid of a anomaly and firepower just proved to be a little bit more efficient, causing, instead of 1 million damage for base, you're doing a little bit more by like 1.2, 1.3 million damage, and then increasing it from there. So again, just snapshot this, basically just how this build is being ran. And then for the PAX Tree, we're running bottom tree PAX Tree. Again, we are using Perpetuum Trickery. I did try to use Meticulous Schemer. I just didn't feel I was doing enough damage to the enemies or even to the bossing as well. So if you have tips or anything like that, definitely leave it in the comment section below, because I've seen different builds use Meticulous Schemer because of the 200% of killing damage on enemies tagged with deception skills is divided amongst other tagged enemies, and also the damage done to elites tagged with deception skills has a 25% chance to be increased by 200% as well. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think. I did notice when I did run it with Goals Beyond Understanding and Meticulous Schemer that against elites, you know, it would kind of proc up there to 2 million, almost to 3 million as well, because of the 200% increase in damage, but it just did not feel as powerful enough as it is right now with Perpetuum Trickery and Power Overwhelming. And into our Ascension Tree, we are running our 4 down here: crit chance, crit damage, damage against elites, and cooldown reduction. We have rapid damage, weapon leech, close range damage, and then armor piercing. And then up in our anomaly, we do have anomaly power at 10%, skill leech at 5.5%, and then we are working on doing our armor bonus as well. So that is the Ascension Tree. So other than that, guys, that is the build in a nutshell. Use it as a template, use it as a blueprint, work it to however you want to make it beneficial. Again, running running Tainted Blood, and then running Bloody Boost, and then running Shatter, and then running Freezing Boost. You got your 24% damage to enemies, and then you also have, again, 24% to damage to freezing enemies as well. So that's where most of your power is going to be coming from, is using the abilities to freeze and to bleed along with your primary or secondary weapons, however you want to run this. But other than that, that is the build. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. I'm very curious to see how you guys have run the build, or if you have any other questions or any other ideas for build runs, let me know. I think my next build is going to have to do with weakness, so that should be very, very interesting. All right, guys, that is it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you guys around next time. Take care.